say that it's very difficult to talk about anything in the pandemic.
Right.
Okay, it's hard. It's hard to imagine. It's just really.
But even 2 years ago, I mean, 2 years ago was
Even
before
two
the.
years ago, I have to say that in my mind is not working backwards. Okay, it's not working. Rearview mirror is not working for me.
Mhm.
Right. So could they have? Well, hell yeah, they could. They could have done a lot of things, right?
Right.
But I'm gonna quote. Geraldine Day, who was the wife of Leon Day, and she puts a lot of knowledge and wisdom into her thinking, right? So she says to me, because we were talking about this, and she said, well, it is what it is, and it was what it was. And, a lot of folks are calling me and asking me, what do I think? Do I feel good about it? Or, whatever. And she said, if folks are looking to relieve their conscience using me, they got another thing coming. She said that if people want to relieve their conscience of something that they did, they're going to have to go a lot higher than me. And they're going to have to dig a whole lot deeper. So, it is not my, I ain't in it. I'm really not. I do what I do. And other folks do what they do, and I'm not trying to live somebody else's stuff. I'm not trying to carry the baggage, I'm not trying to change their behavior, They got to do that work. Whoever it is, they have to do that work. It's not mine to do. I'm perfectly fine with whatever people do. And that was my father. He didn't care. It didn't make any difference. People do what they do. Those men did what they did, right? Because it was their legacy to do that. It was in their lifetime to do that. And so they didn't care about what anybody else was doing. It didn't make any difference what anybody else was doing. They created their own universe of what was right, what needed to be done, and what they needed to do. And what they needed to do was play ball that they loved for as long as they could. I think that one of the things that we're going to find out, and hopefully in my lifetime, I'd like to be a part of creating this, but what people are going to find out is that everything we have is going to change. And all that we know is going to be put into that change. There's going to be a shift in consciousness. People are already beginning to, this whole issue with Biden and with Trump and, the people with the Confederate flags and all of that crap, right? It's all a part of this whole ugly mess. It's all the same. Whether it's the Negro Leagues, whether it was black basketball, whether it was political figures, it's all a part of the struggle. It was a part of the struggle. And it is all of that struggle that was necessary and is necessary to recreate what we have. We got to recreate education and the way we teach kids. We got to recreate how they play. All of those things have to be recreated. And we have to use what we're learning to recreate it. So I'm not saying that, that Negro Leagues should, slice out a big piece and we need to go do that. No, I want people to think about what is the moral of the story. Like I said, my father was always what's the moral of the story kind of person. What's the moral of this story?